including seizures. Use with caution in dogs with a history of America Trio.
Has changed. If you need the flexibility of rent to electronics or computers, shop@errands.com.
Oh, you're finally up. Good morning. Evening? I mean, you just woke up, so good morning for you. You're in my apartment. I think you overestimated how much vampirism does to your alcohol tolerance. No. No. Nothing like that. I mean, I'm not some asshole. No, you got wasted as all hell, and when I asked you to try to figure out where I was supposed to drop you off, or like bring you to your house or a friend's house, you kept giving some special answers. Anywhere from over there to I could never return. And oh, probably because the vampire thing, Dylan, that's a totally normal reaction. Anyway, I didn't have a safe place to bring you, so I just let you crash at mine. Yeah, of course. Besides, we were out so late it could be debated that we were out early. I was not gonna let a drunk new blood learn how to deal with their first sunrise the hard way. Besides, it was kind of my fault you were not exactly in your right mind space. Place of mind? Space of mind? I don't know. You know what I do know, though? That vampires still get nasty hangovers, even if they barely last a quarter as long as humans. Damn that fast healing. But I have a bit of a hangover cure that works for vamps. Yeah, this is blood. Don't tell me you forgot the entire night. No? Then why? Oh, yeah, I forgot it wasn't just a normal thing to just have a supply of blood on hand. No, I don't have a thing for vampires. Why was that your first instinct? Then explain the blood. Look, I'm so casual about vampirism because I have friends and family. Yes, family. Okay, look, my family is weird. If we start getting into any of that, we are going to be here for quite a while. Like, in old vampire terms. Like, I'll get all wrinkly a while. But anyway, as I was saying, I have quite a few people in my life that happen to be vamps. And it's not because I have a thing, look at my air quotes here, stranger, for vamps. Anyway, my little vamp hangover cure is frankly just blood and a little liquid IV mixed in. Simple, but effective. No, you don't want to ask how, when, or where I learned you can mix powders and stuff into blood. But as a side note, to further defend myself, yes, I'm still on that. I keep spare blood in the freezer. It's not quite as nutritious once frozen, but it'll save the hunger, so I keep it on hand just in case. I thought it out earlier for when you finally woke up. Anyway, here's that, heads up, because you've only really had fresh blood, this is probably going to be gross in comparison, because it was frozen and had powder mixed in. But I know your hangover is probably evil, because this is your first one with heightened senses, so I recommend chugging it and you'll be fine in like 10. What am I cooking? Mamaliga. Or polenta mixed with some sausage. It's kind of a comfort meal of mine that my puppy used to like to make for me and my siblings for when he would have to take care of Ma. My Ma? Oh, she's alright. She was just turned when I was a teen, so my puppy had to go take care of her. also known as it was not a nice adjustment period for her. She made your little bitey mood look like a teething baby. So she had to be looked after constantly, and Poppy was the one that turned her, so she was his responsibility. Oh yeah, both my parents are vamps. My Poppy is pretty old, like gets respect from other vampires based off of his age old. And my ma is still technically a new blood. But then again, you're still considered a new blood for the first decade or two. And you're considered young until like 150, 200, depending on who you hang out with. I mean, if you hang around people as young as you, they'll consider 150 old. So take everything with a grain of salt. Well, yeah, I'd consider 100 young. But I also have been around some old people. I mean, just wait till you learn how old a lot of mystical species can get. I don't know. I hang out with a lot of odd people. It's kind of the best. You should try it. Hey, what do you mean you're already trying it? Well, anyway, I may not sound like it, but I was raised by a stereotypical Southern woman. So I do have some manners, even if someone here clearly lacks them. So, despite the fact it won't actually fill you up, do you want some? Alright, go sit properly at the table. Yeah, grumble at me all you like, but we are both going to pretend to be civilized and go eat at the table. Thanks for help cleaning up. Maybe you have some manners. So, I gotta ask, what is your whole living situation? I know that trusting a drunk, newly turned vamp's word on the idea that they can never return isn't a smart idea, but I've learned how to read people like an open book. That felt a little too confident. What do I mean, too confident? I mean that you sounded like you weren't just being dramatic, but like you knew you can go back to wherever you were before. Listen, I've heard way too many new bloods lament about how they're a monster that can never return and must sequester themselves. But your rant didn't feel like that. It felt kind of real. So, do you have anywhere to go? Nope, cutting you off there. Why? Because you sound like an edgy teenager that's trying to run away from home. Mm-hmm. And how exactly do you intend to find a vampire-safe place to stay without putting yourself into debt, or more accurately, without being taken out by hunters? Never mind keeping yourself fed without cornering another rando in an alley. Hunters only deal with dangerous creatures. Oh my... Who told you that? That sounds like a propaganda researcher's a wet dream. Okay. I know you seem to be new to all this, but let me be clear, and I mean this with full seriousness. If a hunter catches a new blood like you on the street, they won't hesitate to put a stake or silver bullet through your heart and write you off as an unstable new turn. Especially since your sire is nowhere to be seen, which means you don't have an older vampire to vouch for you or any connections to do the same. Look, I'm not trying to spook you, But you couldn't even be registered yet. Holy shit! You aren't registered yet! Okay. You need a safe place to stay, a way to get blood, and to be registered. Registered. Okay. There is way too much to explain right now. But there's basically a big list that all vampires are on. It's kind of like the census, but a lot more probing. If you were turned by someone who wasn't a raging asshole, your sire would have filled it out for you. But you are an unlucky duckling. Okay, you look like you're blanking on me, so let's just ignore the whole registration business. We have a bit to do this. Yes, we. Do you want to try and figure this out all on your own? I thought so. So how about you just continue to crash my guest bedroom? Alright then, we got one thing crossed off the baby fangs list. Yep, that's what I'm calling it. Well, if you hate it so much, it'll be your nickname now. Nope, you have no say. Baby fangs it is.